Hello, this is Hiro from Leathercraft School. Welcome to day 7 of intermediate course. In the previous lesson, we covered how to skive edges using Japanese style skiving knife. Today, I want to introduce a tool I mentioned on day 2. This rounded knife, specially designed for skiving leather. It's a simple tool with a rounded tip, but incredibly effective. If you're curious about its feature, or how it compares to Japanese style skiving knife, please check out day 2 of intermediate course. I've included a link to the lesson in the description below. This time, we will focus on how to skive leather using this rounded knife and how to sharpen it step by step. Let's dive in! Let's start with how to hold a knife. This is just my way, but I hold it like this. Let's hold to the back side of the blade facing upward. Holding it this way gives you better control of the thickness when skiving. Once you're comfortable with how to hold, let's practice the skiving technique. The basic method is almost the same as skiving by using a Japanese style skiving knife. Let's start by drawing a guideline about 5 mm from the leather edge using a scratch awl or marker. Before skiving, let's try making a light guide cut along the line like this. It will help keep the blade stable during the skive. After that, let's start skiving from right to left. With your left hand, use your middle finger to hold the leather in place. Then, align the tip of your blade at the starting line. Now, with your right hand, push the knife forward while your left index finger pushes the knife right. If you want a more detailed of this hand motion, please check out day 5. Link is in the description below. Here's the result. We managed to thin the leather well. Now, let's move on to sharpening. For daily use, I recommend using a leather strop with some metal polish applied to the flat side. Then, gently put the edge of the blade across the strop. Let's flip the blade too, like this. Please make sure to polish the backside of the blade as well by pulling it gently along the strop. But if you find the edge still fits down even after stropping, then it's a time to use a whetstone. You only need one stone in the 800 to 1000 grit range. I use the same whetstone I used for my Japanese style skiving knife. Let's start by sharpening the backside of the blade. Move it back and forth on the stone like this. Once that's done, let's move on to the front side. This next step is simple but important. Place the blade on the stone and rotate it as you sharpen. Here's the trick. You want to sharpen the entire carved edge evenly, so let's start with rotating sharpening. First, let's start with the knife tilted toward the far side, and gradually transition it toward the near side as you rotate. It looks like this. You should see the motion shifting from the back end to the front tip, finally to the near end of the blade. Once that's done, let's sweep the knife to polish the edge. First, from front to back like this. And then, from back to front. Just like that, your whetstone sharpening is complete. Let's finish up by using your leather strop again. That's all for today. How was the lesson? I've included a link to the knife and whetstone I used today in the description below, so feel free to check them out. This specialized skiving knife is a great addition for anyone who wants a knife focused only on thinning leather. I mostly use this knife for skiving work on my day-to-day project. Of course, this is not necessary to get. If you already have Japanese style skiving knife, you can handle both cutting and skiving with just one tool. But if you'd prefer to use separate tools for cutting and skiving, this is a great option. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give me a like and subscribe for more Leathercraft tips. See you in the next lesson. Bye.